Hello tutors, it's Gav and welcome to another one of my videos. We're now going to be looking at some 6mm Baccus World War II British infantry. These are for a long-running project on Normandy, 1944, obviously. On 30 by 30 bases, I decided to do that for, majority of just to keep everything the same, if that makes sense. I'm just putting 4 figures on a piece. I think I've said before, I'd use these either as the company that I bought, as in I bought these as a company of infantry off Baccus, but they could easily be scaled up to a battalion. So I've done the usual. I've used some, I think it's Woodland Scenics. It's crushed. I can't remember if they called it grass or not, but it's if you just lay it down rather than using static grass, if you just put your PV, I put PVA and sand over first, paint that whatever brown colour or whatever colour suits you, and then I put this green stuff on top. Yeah, if you look on Woodland Scenics, it's their fine texture, whatever it is, and you could just use it plain dark green. I think it's roughly dark green, in between these two colours really, the tree and this, or the bush, whatever you want to call it. But I paint it over, another green, and then I put a couple of highlights of green on top. I then, on the case of this and some of the other bases, I dot a few paint dots of whatever I happen to have on my palettes. This time it was like a Dayglow pink and white, and it was still usable, so I thought, right, there's my meadow flowers, and I like to put some meadow flowers in, just to, again, I keep saying it to all these bases, I like them to be as scenic as possible. Right, had to take a slight break to try and calm Nugget down. So this is what you get now, you try and make a video here, and he breaks him. So I've done a couple of the odd, like, mortar shell, holes. Obviously use that as a large shrub or a small tree growing. Again, it's just clump foliage, as you'll understand. I do paint mine just to give them a bit of, so they don't just look like a bit of clump foliage, and I put the watered down PVA over the top to harden it off. So that's that one. This one, I do try and make them all very slightly different in places. See the corner of some German emplacement there. Again, usual bit of meadow flowers, another shell hole, mortar hole, whatever you want to call it. I darken the edges round just to give the grass some relief when you look down on them. I put some black brown paint, or even black, as long as it's watered down, so it's not too stark, not maybe as dark as the sides I've painted. And I just usually go around anywhere I can, and it just picks out the grass. I think it just gives it a, a bit more presence. I couldn't obviously go down. To get any depth in your bases, you'd have to put a skim of blue foam over the top first, which would then, raise them up above other bases. And I didn't really want to do that. Might have to do it with the mortars. I don't know. We'll see. These guys are going across obviously a planted out field. You see the bases really that the figures are on, but I'll improve those as I go. This was a bit, you can see bits of green paint. You don't see it when you're looking down at it from above, especially at 6mm. The only thing was I hadn't dry brushed the bases of these, and I put the green plants, which is just this stuff just pulled up and made into tiny pieces. Bit laborious sticking them all down with PVA, but they don't look too bad. But yeah, I hadn't done highlights on the this one's the same more or less. I hadn't done the highlights on the dirt, so I tried to do it in between. It didn't really go well. So there's not a lot to show there. I've got some, all these I've had on my desk for about 6 or 8 months, or 6 months at least. I've got a few more, so they are Baccus. The one thing I have found with some of these, or my ones I had, there was a few a few miscasts or literally obliterated, as you can see there, which wasn't particularly pleasing, because these are a lot more finer than the traditional Baccus, in my opinion, as in, they've got more bigger heads than that. But you see this guy here, his head's almost missing there, and just got away with him. So they need to improve on that. I don't know how, but yeah, they do need to. There was at least 4 miscasts in these. I'm pointing it out just for you guys to be aware. But they're nice figures. You know what I mean? It's they're not too chunky for this type of, along with the vehicles and stuff. Because I think if they'd have been the more the more big heads and whatever, which works looking down on like Napoleonics and American War Independence, all that stuff. But I think when you're putting them next to vehicles and stuff, they have to be a bit more finer, in my opinion. And these are so nice. They're nice figures. It's just a shame that I did have a few miscasts. Some like this one, which was more or less obliterated. Others that, like, you've got a really tiny head there, Mr. Pinhead. Others, legs are really thinned out. As I say, it was a shame. So that's how I paint them anyway, on lolly sticks, ice lolly sticks. They give obviously normally the officer would be in a tin hat. I take it they've put a soft cap on him just for him to stand out, and he's got his signaller there with the radio, and then obviously some more command guys. And obviously I cut these off. You could cut them off, and it probably would be better for me, really. I'd probably do that on some fresh ones, is cut them off first and then stick them on, because I've only got to then try and get my cutters through those anyway. And we've got a mortar section here, 3-inch mortar, and some more guys there that I'll add to bases. A bit dusty here, they'll have to be brushed off. They've been sat on the top of the cupboard for goodness knows how long. So yeah, I'll put them in these. I'll just get one out of the bag. Obviously these 2mm, I think they are, 30mm squares. I've just got loads and loads of these because I use them for my 10mm as well, League of Augsburg. So next up, because I think, what's some of those infantry, or were they? I think these guys are, yeah, these guys are for the 6-pounder anti-tank guns. So I'll actually, when I can find them, just be looking for them now. I have no idea where that bag went, because I've got a company of Germans, I believe, and when you buy their company deal, you get like the 1-to-1, like 1-to-1 ratio, I believe, of like what that company's transport would be, and obviously in that era they weren't heavily. These are basic infantry battalions, so each company didn't have a huge amount of vehicles, unless you were obviously armoured or something like that. But I've got some. I've just got and I've got the German equivalent, because I think this was like it was almost like a battle in a box, if that makes sense, without any terrain or anything. But you get one company of Germans and one company of British, and you can obviously scale those up to a battalion if you wanted to say that company was a battalion, which I'm happy to do. As I say, I'll probably be using the O group orders for this. I did make some blue foam terrain, some houses, and they're still there, all primed up, waiting for paint, but I wasn't 100% happy with them. Yeah, I'll have to decide whether I make my own again or just buy some. I just enjoy making my own. It's just fun. It's all part of the project. And I did make a terrace house, one side of a terraced house street, and they were just a bit too big and chunky. I don't know. They haven't really floated my boat. So we'll see. I might have another go, but just making them out of. I've got a load of card, and the wife keeps finding more. I put them behind different places to keep them out of the way, and then with my PTSD and that, my memory shot to pieces, and I forget I've got it. So I go off and buy another sheet. I've got all this like mounting card which will be great for making, making these type of things, but terrain. But I just keep forgetting. So anyway, thanks for stopping by and taking a look. As I say, not a huge amount to show you there, but I'm very restricted on making videos as well. While Nugget is so small, he's a handful at the moment, and as I say, with my wife working from home, she's on all these video calls and everything, literally back to back most of the day. And although he'll trundle off and just doss down on a blanket next to her, once he's had his little sleep, it's like I'll chew your ankles off, mum, or So he comes in here and tries to do this. Yeah, it's just at the moment, it's how it is. And my wife's doing some evening work as well, so it's trying to find literally a quiet time in 7 days to actually make videos. So when she's out at their main office, like today, is when I try and literally make 2 or 3 small videos just so I've got something I can put up. And because it's not so much putting videos up for their own sake, I like to show the little where my projects are, because I've been doing the commission for so long. Obviously, a lot of other stuff, whether it was projects to sell or these are for my own collection. My Vietnam is my own collection that you see. It's I've got stuff all over the place. The Napoleonic Lance from Airfix is finally getting a show, but probably won't be for a video until the next time I get a quiet moment. I'm looking at basing the 1 in 16 German, the Ardennes 1 in 16 dragon figure. He's all done. He's not been weathered because I wanted to put him in situ. And although I've got tons of blue foam and just a basic idea, it's not going to be nothing fancy. It's not going to be like a diorama. It just will be a base, but you want to have it something to give it context. And I haven't got a piece of wood yet to actually put him on. So yeah, that's something I'm trying to sort out at the moment. I did pull out my 75mm. Well, this guy. Oh, can we see that? There we go. I would like to have a go on him at some stage because I don't have to do any spraying or anything with him. So I might start him at some stage, but realistically, I've got other things to do yet. So yeah, we'll see. I know I'm waffling. Things are going through my head as what projects that need finishing. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. So yeah, these were literally on the shelf waiting to be, or what's it called, the shelf of doom, just waiting to be done. And it's not something I fell out of love with. It really is. My mind goes into other things. I know everybody else's does from time to time, but obviously I've got a busted head and I tend to just flip from thing to thing. Then the commission came in, so it get down on that. So yeah, it's I will be basing these. I'll get these guys here. I'll get some 6-pounders done. And if there are any more, I don't think I've got any more British infantry. I might have. Get those finished, and then I'll be on to the Germans. So thanks a lot for stopping by and taking a look, and we'll catch each other soon on another video.